part of my do-it-yourself planner dashboard. Recently bought a Heidi Swap memory planner and I'm wanting to make my own dashboard. So my last video I showed minking my own acetate dashboard. So I've got my name in gold foil and some hearts I did in pink, and then some scrapbook background paper in gold. I just downloaded that from Pinterest. So now what I'm going to do is create some dashboards, but I thought I would do shaker dashboards. So this is a total experiment, never done it before. We'll see if it works. I'm using these page protectors from Officeworks. They're the heavyweight clear premium sheet protectors, so they work quite well. Just heating up my We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool now, and I'm going to fuse them, punch my own holes in them, and actually make shaker pockets out of them. So what I'm going to do now is cut it down and figure out how big I actually need the page protectors to be. I may need to use two separate ones because what I don't want is this white piece. I want to punch my own holes that match my planner. So first of all, I'm going to cut down the dashboards that I've created to make them the right size. So I just want to cut that in half. Before I do that, I've got a collapse happening over here. I'm going to just grab my planner and actually grab one of the dashboards that's already there and see what I can create. So this is my gorgeous memory planner gold, which is why I've got the gold in my dashboards that I'm creating. So this is the size of the dashboards or separators it came with. So I'm thinking I won't be able to have the tab because it'll cut into the other piece, but I might just cut it in half, because if I do that, the part where the holes are punched will be in the page protector anyway, so it won't matter. And if I want to do tabs, I can do those separately, so that should be no problem. I'm just taking off a piece of foil that's stuck on there. Now, I am not the world's most exact person. I've just folded it in half, so I've got a little mark to tell me where halfway is. Cut that open. Now, on my page protector, I've actually got two sides that are already enclosed, so I might just put it down into there. Oh, that piece of foil, it just sticks to everything. It's really staticky. And push it down. Now, I do like things, I'm not that fussy, but I do like things to match. So I think what I might possibly do is fuse around all sides of this. So when my fuse tool's heated up, I think I'll do another line down the bottom, a line up the side, and then I'll do a line here and another line where I can actually cut and punch my holes in there. Put some shaker bits in and then seal the top and cut it out and stick it in the planner. So I'll be back when my fuse tool's heated up. Okay, so my fuse tool has heated up and I've just been doing some testing here on the corner. The first time I tested it, you could see it wasn't really melted through and it pulled apart. I've just tested it there again. I do keep a couple of scraps that I can test on, but they're ready to go. So I like to use this ruler. I know I've got a million rulers, but this one's called the Perfect Ruler. Can't remember where I bought it from. If you'd like to know, let me know and I can find it. The reason I like this one is it keeps your hands away from the hot tool. When you push down, it actually depresses this bar in the middle, which has like a non-slip foot on it, so it's not going to move around when you're fusing. It's got a plastic side for measuring and also the metal side, so it really is the perfect ruler. I do love it a lot. So what I'm going to do is grab my heated fuse tool. It's got the wheel attachment on the end, and I'm going to just fuse along the edge of my page protector. Now, people talk about the different surfaces they use to fuse on. This is my Heidi Swap Make Pretty Stuff craft mat. It's made of silicone, so for me, I get the best results using it because you can actually push into the mat, which I think gives better adhesion of the plastic, and it's not going to melt because it's silicone. So that's what I prefer to use. Other people have a glass mat. I'm not sure if the glass mat would work as well for me because I think you need to actually push quite firmly to make the plastic adhere and melt together. So for me, this silicone mat works well. Or what you could do is just what I've used before is just a piece of chipboard, plain old chipboard. It has a bit of give in it and it doesn't have any negative effects. I didn't find any burning or anything like that. So just going to fuse across the bottom now, trying to keep it straight. I'm just eyeballing it. You could measure if you like, but who's got time for that? So you've got to go at a decent speed so it doesn't melt a big hole in your plastic, but slow enough so that you've got enough pressure and time for the hot tool to melt the plastic. So that's that one. Okay, so now it looks the same and I like that. So I'm going to just make sure my piece is right in the corner. I'm just going to use this piece to measure what that looks like. That's fine. Look, it printed, the printing finished here, but I'm honestly not that worried about it. Some things I worry about, other things I just don't. So I'm going to line it up there and fuse now along the edge. Oops, I should be keeping that straighter than that. You can go back over it. No, it feels, you can feel it on the back side, the lumps, if it's actually fused properly, so I think that's fine. And now I just want to fuse another piece, probably about the same width as this piece, because what I want to be able to do is punch holes in it. So I want to make sure that it's wide enough to punch holes into. So that looks about right. I'm just going to fuse slow and steady, nice firm pressure all the way down. Don't hesitate because you'll burn a hole in the plastic and we don't want that. And the reason I've fused down this side is because I don't want these two pieces opening when I've got it in my planner. So now what I'm going to do is, if I can find my sequins, where did I put them? I'm going to fill this part with some sequins. I've got all sorts of different sequins. I can't see them. Oh yes, I can. Here they are. The room's a mess. You'd be horrified. Okay, so this is my awesome sequin storage box. I've talked about this before. I do love it. In Australia, you can get them from Spotlight. You can get them from Pretty Pink Posh, Amazon, I believe. There's a number of different places there available. Now, what do I want to put in there? So we've got gold hearts. So I've got different size gold hearts here. I've got these gold hearts which actually have like outlines in them, but I want another color. I've got some purpley and pink colored hearts that I might stick in as well, and we'll stick with the heart theme. I think we'll see how we go. If I think it needs something else, I can put some plain cupped sequins in there. I don't want to use them all, but another tip is you can use your powder tool for anti-static if you like. I just want to keep the sequins to the front. I don't want to use too many of one kind, but I think that's probably right for me. These are various shapes. I think these might have been crepe paper. Hello Love, possibly. I forget where I'm getting all my things from. Now it depends what you want from your shaker. I just want it for the look of it, but if you want it to sound shakery, you can put micro beads or seed beads in there and you'll get that sort of rattly sound. Some of those pretty hearts in there and some gold hearts as well, and these are different sizes, so hopefully that will work okay. Now I've got a huge gap here, but if you had a smaller gap you're trying to put sequins in, what I find works well is making a funnel out of paper, and sometimes using the powder tool to reduce static just helps them go where you want them as well. More hearts, more hearts. Now, I actually do think for me that I want, I didn't think I did, but having seen that now, I want some interest in there. So I'm just going to pop these hearts back where they belong. What am I going to put in there? I may put some of these gold Prima micro beads in there, and I think I'm going to put some clear sequins in there. I've got different colours. I'm just undecided as to whether to put some purpley ones in there or some gold ones in there. So I'll take them out and we'll have a look and see what I think. But that's the beauty of it. You can make whatever you want really. It's your planner dashboard and you can personalize it however your heart desires. So I'm just going to open that. Yeah, I think that's cool. I don't want tons of them in there. These things are super teeny and very staticky and they go everywhere, so just be aware of that. Do I want some of these? I think I do, because I've got the purpley coloured hearts in there. I don't want too many. I'm scared I'm going to tip and the whole thing's going to go in there. Looking good. I think a few more. I might just pinch them out so I've got a bit more control over how many I'm putting in there. Yep, that's about right. Now, see, I don't think I'm going to put these in there because they're much more yellow gold than the hearts that are in there, so I think I'll just stick with those purpley cup sequins and some clear ones. These will take on, they're sort of iridescent, they'll take on the colour of some of what's in there anyhow. Just taking care to make sure that my foiled piece is at the back because I want the shaker bits to go in the front. Okay. Now what I could do as well if I wanted to is put punched shapes in there. I could put some foil or glitter hearts, punched hearts in there, but I think for this one I'm just going to keep it with the sequins. I think a little bit more of the clear, and then we'll fuse it up, punch it and stick it in the planner. Okay, that looks about right. I want to keep it fairly flat. Okay, so next step will be, I just want to shape them as much as I can with the static, keeping them where they are to the bottom. I'm going to line up my ruler and fuse. Nice and slowly, good amount of pressure. Just keeping it consistent. So that's done. Now I think I'll use my trimmer, which I've balanced underneath my sequins. Let's put the sequins away first. We get caught up in the moment doing what we're doing, and I do. I'm not very good at putting things away sometimes. Okay, so that goes back in there. Where did I get those from? Lovely. Okay, so that's that. Now I've got my trimmer here. Just use the trimmer to make it easier for myself really. You could use scissors if you're proficient with scissors. I just think it's easier to cut a straight line close to the fuse with my trimmer, because I don't want a huge amount of wastage there. Okay, and I'll just cut the bottom off so I've got my nice neat small fuse there. Now keep in mind, don't cut too close to your fuse piece, because what you'll end up with then is a fuse that will pop open. And that's not going to work. So I've ordered a 4-hole punch. I don't have one at the moment. So what I'm going to do is grab my trusty crocodile, and I think I'll just use, what can I use, a Sharpie, anything just to mark where the hole's going to go. It's going to get punched out anyway, so I've just got this Sharpie that was to hand. And you could, don't know that I will, but you could put eyelets through as well. Love this crocodile, it's the best thing ever. I think it's a must-have in terms of tools. Now this is slightly different size, but that's okay. I'm just going to line it up. I'm just looking at the width here to make sure that the holes look like they'll be in the middle, and they do. So I'm just going to line it up. And I don't want to draw on my divider here, but I'm just going to put a dot in the middle of where I'm punching my holes, so I've got a guide. And then I want to use, I think, the larger side. That's 3/16. The other one's 1 1/8. I'm going to use that. You can set the guide if you want to, but I'm just going to eyeball it and look down through the crocodile so I can see the middle of my hole and punch. straight through, no problems. I'm not sure that you get the same experience with all punches. I think the cheap sort of office punches probably may struggle a bit to get through a couple of layers of plastic. I could be wrong, but use what you have. Okay, so I've just got these bits of plastic here, that's okay. All right, so here's my planner. And look, it'll be the exact same process for the other one, so I won't put you through that. But how cute does that look? The acetate gives it a bit of stability, and the little C microbeads give it some shakery noise, which is cool. I do like that. I haven't decided what I'm actually going to, where I'm going to put this. Maybe I will put it in my current month, just so I can tell what I'm up to at any given time. Okay, so that's in there. I may even put a tab up here so I can just flip from the top as opposed to the side to the month that I'm actually working on. So that's a nice divider for there. And I'll pause here and come back when I've done my dashboard for the front of my planner. Okay, so now I've completed my second dashboard. This is the one that will go in the front of my planner. It's got my foiled hearts in pink and in gold, my name, and I've used the same shaker elements as I used in the other one for some consistency, but it's so cool I can't stop shaking it. So that will go in the very, very front of my planner, so that when I open it up, I've got the shakers and it's got my name in there. It's hiding a bit, but I really love it. I'm really happy with how they've turned out. So that one's in the front. I've got the plain acetate one it came with, all the month ones. And in the current month, I've got my other shaker just as a separator, so I know where I'm up to. And the good thing is, being plastic, I can stick things on the front of it, post-its and things like that. So they're my shaker dashboards I have made using my Minc and the Minc acetate. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.